We're at episode 11 of Let's Stick Together, brought to you by Y1. As normal, shameless plug, there's a current end of season sale going on. Go and check them out on their new website at y1sport.com. Youp's already shaking his head. We've got a new co host for the evening, very last minute, but very grateful to have him here. We've got Tom Sorsby joining Let's Stick Together. Tom is actually sat with me in my living room, having just put our kids down. Tom's a huge, he's not, my kids aren't his kids. That sounded weird.
It's not good.
No, this is how we go. Tom just came round because my kids are huge fans of him. And we've just done bedtime. We're here in the evening. And Tom, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having me on.
I've done. You okay?
You're giggling like a 6-year-old. It made me a bit uncomfortable, but it's fine. I've never seen you look a bit starstruck, even though you know Tom very well.
Yeah, this bit's always awkward, isn't it? Where you actually have someone on and then they sit next to you. I'm so used to a Zoom podcast where I'm on my own, but we'll do it right. Tom, we'll do the standard thing. Worked out today, Tom's got 67 GB caps and 67 England caps, so 134 total. He's coming in on a hot run of form. Best player at the Egypt World Cup qualifier, scoring 4 goals there, which I decided to give you your own stat, which he's looking at now, which is he scored more in the last 4 games than he did in his first 130 games.
Well, you also scored more in your last 4 games than I did in my previous 183 games for Holland. So
Yeah, that
there's
makes me
that
feel
as well.
better. Yeah, I think you can read into that what you will about the about the tournament, but it was no, it was nice to finally get the white thing into the goal for a change.
Yeah, I mean, you were. I mean, no. Let's be fair. I mean, the first 130 weren't good, but the next maybe this is just a sign of things to come. He's now a high midfielder, or you still thinks you're a halfback for Amsterdam next year. Do you want to comment on that again, Yoop?
No, we're gonna come back to the somewhat sensitive move of Thomas Sorsby. But Amsterdam put on their Instagram, uh, defender slash midfielder Tom Sorsby. I've played against you quite a lot now. I've never seen you play defense. Or you do play defense, but never seen you play in defense. That's so. I think it's just them already. Like, Tom, we're happy we're signing you, but you're gonna play as a halfback. That's my prediction.
Okay, I will let you know that my first game internationally was actually as a halfback, having never played there in my life. So I've got one cap experience as a halfback. My home is in the midfield, and I hope it's going to be there. But yeah, just want that on the record as well.
In Dutch, we say hope gives life. So uh, let's keep it at that.
Well, before we go into a bit with Tom, we're going to round up the Euro Hockey League. You might have seen on Instagram and other socials that the social media is no longer run by me or Brendan because it's actually half decent. I've got a shout out to Jack Berry who's come on. He's just posted about the our masters menu, which I mean I think Keep's already a fan of him because it's golf related. Apparently we're on TikTok. I don't know if we are or not because I don't have TikTok. But check us out on TikTok if you've got it. I think we're coming. YouTube's coming for you. So thank you to Jack Berry. Have you seen any of that?
Yeah, I've seen some clips of you and Toby predicting the DHL roundup.
Yeah, he did me. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't a fan of Jack's for a good couple of days because he's obviously put in this effort to make these clips, and he's clipped up the worst possible thing for me, which was to predict that English club's going to do well at EHL.
Can I say? Can I say? I watched it. I watched the ESL. Felt bad for half a second. Like I was like, oh fuck, Phil, Amesy, oh, I feel really bad for him. But then I like somewhere deep in my mind, I thought, I've seen something on Instagram. I've heard something in the podcast about a prediction. I think an English team is going into the final. Boy, that didn't age well. I think there's like 60 minutes and all hope was gone. It was like the the anchor man. Boy, that escalated quickly. That was like what came to mind immediately. It was incredible.
Was one of the few times that after our game and obviously the disappointment of losing 3-1 to Gantois that we were like at a coffee shop after our game and people had the live scores on of Surbiton. And it was the one time where they were like, Surbiton are losing. I was like, for the love of God, Surbiton, just win this game for me. Please. Please. First time I've ever been a Surbiton fan. I was like, you've got to help me out. And even Bet365 had them down as heavy favourites. Um, and yeah, did you watch that game, Tom?
Unfortunately, we had to train during that game, so I watched your game in the morning, and then we were on one of the one of the other pitches listening to the Campo fans go a bit wild from pitch three or wherever we were. Um, yeah, no, it was kind of one of those days where the drizzle was coming down. It was grey, it was miserable, and you thought the English teams might be at home and do quite well, and unfortunately, it wasn't to be.
Wasn't to be. Before we get onto that, I've got to give Joop his time in the sun as he normally gets because we will come as the Euro Hockey League in a second. But Joop, um, you're still top of the table.
Yeah, I've been waiting so long for things to turn shit that I'm now actually starting to think it might not turn to shit. Knock on wood. No, we had 2 lovely weeks with in which we played Pinoquet and Blumenau, which it's been a while since I've won against both teams really, and we kind of in like how Struan says it, we battered them. And also, like for the first time, I left the game and I thought, this was like rightful. Like we deserve to win also this big against both teams. We fucking knocked them off, and I've from being like on the other side where I got fucked without any Vaseline by them for 8 years in a row. And now I was on the side of I did the fucking, and that was really good for once. So that felt pretty nice. So still, we have absolutely fuck all. We can still throw it all away with 2 bad games in the playoffs, but it's nice that you can finally, like, I've always been placed 5, 6, and that you're looking up. And for the first time ever, I'm not like counting what other teams have to do for us to make it. I've not looked at other teams' scores because for the last 8 years, I was like, what if that team draws against this one and this wins against this, we might have chance and we win. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
and we well we can bring Tom in there, can't we? Because Tom is, we've talked about his big move to Den Bosch. Sorry, from Amsterdam. Jesus, he's moving to Amsterdam, but he's still playing for Den Bosch, who are currently sat in fifth place as we record this, with three to go,
Four.
four to
Or
go. And how is it to look up or looking at them fixtures?
Yeah, well, on the flip side of Youp's point, we're looking up at those boys at the top of the table. I'm not sure I'm convinced by this attitude of OR on kind of where they deserve to be. I think you're kind of saying it's a bit kind of by chance, and I actually think these guys have been pretty good, and most people consider them to be pretty good this year. So I'm not falling for the kind of false modesty approach that's going on at this side of the Zoom. But
I've never said I don't think a lot of people will say I'm modest or something close to that. I do think deserve to be on top because we're playing a really good hockey, but I've been so used to things fall apart. Like things starting to look well, and then it's like, oh, I fall apart, and it's like, it's gone. And now, so that's why I'm a bit reluctant on being confident, like
okay.
staying like there's a lot of scar tissue there. That's what I mean.
Okay, understood. And
But we're doing really well.
you can kind of see because there isn't a happier man in the world, I think, than Struan Walker on a Monday morning. I think the first person that I see at Bisham Abbey is Struan Walker, and he's got a smile that goes from ear to ear, and he's so happy to see everyone. And it's been this way all season. And it's just getting to the point now where it was a little bit annoying at first, and now I'm just past the point of caring, and it's just you just have to enjoy it. He's the most lively guy of anyone when we get back on a Monday morning.
Yeah, I still can't believe it. I still have the Hockey NL app on my Safari open, and I always check the scores and like follow OR, follow the GB lads, and I just can't believe it. Every single time I open the score sheet, there he is, sat there, and I just first of all I think how happy he will be.
I will jump in whenever we meet for coffee in the Netherlands and somebody is playing you guys. We always say, please, can someone stop Struan scoring tomorrow? And we say, right, fine, this is going to be the week that we stop him scoring. And then every time we check the Hockey NL app, it's, Struan Walker, 2 goals. Message goes into the WhatsApp. Yeah, good job, lads. No one managed to stop him again this week.
Yeah, it's also today, and he's done some stuff on stats for us. Is Ramon Min from Hockey NL, and he does all the stats. And today he put out like a nice little, I don't know how you call it, like a wallpaper of Struan and his stats. Because the fucking idiot thing about him is he scored in 17 of his 24 goals are in away games. And also, he scored six against Bloemendaal, six against Pinoquet, five against Amsterdam, five against Kampong. He's only scored against like the top teams. He's not scored against Gawaido or like Hurley or like he doesn't score against those teams. It's on the, he also missed like he scored the most difficult goals. He scores lobs like from impossible angles, but then he gets one at the second post for free and he misses it. It's just he never ceases to like surprise me anymore. But he's a love. He's like amazing to have in the team. Also like vibes wise, because he's just as much of an idiot as I am. So we vibe really well. We talk the same idiot language. That helps.
Yeah, that is true. But I mean, it's a big, I guess this is the probably the really exciting thing and something that EHL showed, which is like a, another reminder of the strength of Dutch hockey that the eighth or seventh based placed team in the Hoofklasse won the EHL, which yeah makes me annoyed because Joop is going to be smug about that, but at the same time, like again, Dutch hockey is always setting the standard. Before we go on to the EHL, just I mean a very brief note that the England Hockey League has moved into phase three. I'm not going to bother to explain what phase two and phase three are. Look it up if you'd like, but we're in phase three. On to the AHL. I already wrote down here that I'll let you laugh at me for my predictions. He's already done that as well. Toby also, wanted to be smug to me, but he also got all of his predictions wrong, I'm pretty sure. What would be you? Did you manage to watch any of the EHL?
Yeah, I was at the finals day. I was there watching. To be honest, I had a stag do from Friday to Sunday, so did not watch any of the other games really. Um, saw the highlights and shit. Incredible that Kampong won, to be honest. Um, also incredible that but I'm getting into if you're playing Kampong and you have a goalie who's to say he's not very comfortable at the moment, is not having his best season, he said it himself. And you have Alexander Hendricks from top of the D. You flick it 9 corners, you flick it 9 times to glove side, then you also got to look in the mirror and think, boy, did we fuck up? Um, but credit where credit is due. I think Kampong did really, really well, especially considering they didn't have Balak, they didn't have Terrence. Jip was on the minute restrictions. And also credit to Sander de Wijn, who played his last tournament, like his last meaningful couple matches, because they're like done in the hoofdklasse. And I don't know how old he is, 35, 36, played fucking unreal hockey still. And all the boys that did play played really well. So credit to Kampong because I think this was an incredible achievement. But you also kind of knew because it was only EHL left for them, and they kind of threw away all of the hoofdklasse. They didn't really care anymore. It looks like they don't really care anymore whether they win or lose or whatever. And they're kind of cup fighters. Like they have this aura around them that like when EHL comes, we'll be there, and they did deliver. So yeah, credit to them. And also, yeah, fucking Gantois, like, what the fuck did you do? You have 9 corners. You didn't flick it once to stick side. It really annoyed me at the stands. Like, flick it to make the goalie make a save. Why does everyone keep flicking through the runner? Make the goalie make a save.
Yeah, I mean, we actually had a message from the secret analyst. Have you seen him on? He's on Instagram. I'm not allowed to say. I'm guessing who he is, but he messaged me with some like stats from the game. And it basically says that the match narrative, Kampong took a 3 goal lead, then parked the bus. They generated very little threat after their third goal, not helped by their numerous cards. Gantois scored 2 goals from a 4.8 expected goals. And somewhat amazingly, Kampong scored from a zero point 0.4 expected goals. They scored 3. Does that make sense to both of you? They shot conversion. Gantois had 13 shots in high value locations, scoring 1 field goal, whereas Kampong had 3 shots from average locations, scoring 2 goals. So
I don't agree with that.
go.
Duco had a free backhand from like in between penalty spot and top of the D. And I'm sorry, the guy, if he can hit a backhand from that range, it's not an average position.
Yeah, that's actually the exact response that David Ames gave me when I showed him these
Yeah.
stats.
And also the goal from Finn Bijna, I think it was also from like a good angle in the D backhand. Like, that's not an average position. Because for instance, the chance it was at the end, like the ball came high to the goal or something, and he hit it one time. It's a fucking tough shot to make, but it's a better position, but it's a fucking tough shot to make. So I think it's my opinion, but it's a bit lopsided, the script. And so the secret analyst is just fucked it up, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I don't know about the secret analyst, but yeah, I mean that was exactly the response that David Ames gave. Source, to bring you in, you were down watching a few of the games. Like, did you watch the finals?
Yeah, so I was down, watched the third, fourth, and the final. Yeah, I think it's super impressive for Kampong to do that. I mean, to go and win the EHL, beating the German, Belgian, and Dutch champions in your 3 games. I think there's no doubt in that they deserve to win that. I think if, there were 3 really tough games on paper, and if you win all 3, then yeah, hands down, I think you deserve to take away the trophy. And they played really well. And it wasn't, I don't think anyone had particularly highlighted them as like, obviously they've got a bit of history with the EHL, but I don't think anyone had said, they're going to walk it, for example, this year. Um, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, we definitely wrote them off. And that Kampong Krefeld, we thought the winner of Amsterdam Polo would go, Hamburger Polo would go through to the final when me and Toby did this a couple of weeks ago. And I was just going to bring up that Amsterdam. We went down to watch the Amsterdam Hamburger Polo game, and I've got to say, like going down to that game, it was kind of like pitched as going to be one of the best games of the tournament, and I think it absolutely delivered. If anyone did watch that game, it's like a. This sounds really like nerdy, but it's the reason that like I miss the old hockey because they basically just played it balls to the wall, guns out. We're going to attack. We're going to play great hockey. There's going to be a lot of freedom going on, and I thought like the people in that game. I mean, some of the players, the Casillas brothers, have got such a crazy hunger. You can literally see it in every single thing they do, but also matched with the quality they bring. You got Tom Craig on the other side, Tim Brand, who also played insanely well. Did you? I think Tom, you watched that game too. Have you got anyone who stood out to you?
Yeah, I think the guys that you said, but to be honest, yeah, I think that was the game that Amsterdam, I think, turned it on, and then unfortunately, I think that's they didn't probably look quite the same in their next game. I don't know if that game maybe they used all their energy in that because it was like fireworks to watch. I mean, both teams playing like pretty different styles, but yeah, I agree with you completely. It was a really, really good game to watch, and definitely, yeah, definitely one of those that was the highlight of the weekend.
Sure, actually, you didn't realize I was saying that to you because it's your team next year, so you got to be like they played fucking well. Great team. um, we should say on the women's side, Stixer um, came out on top to win their first EHL title. I kind of the writing seemed on the wall for that one, with their current form beating Den Bosch in the league a couple of weeks before and then going ahead and winning that game. You did you catch that game?
I watched some of it. It was a really boring game, to be honest. Not like nothing really happened. I think it was 9 circle penetrations against 8. It was just a corner from Yibi. Uh, I do have to say something bothered me. Really got under my skin a little bit. Is and no offense to Yibi, because we had her on the podcast as well. I'm a big fan of Yibi, but I don't think she was MVP of the game. She scored the winning goal, and I think that's why she got it. And her penalty corner there's no one like remotely close to her corner. Shonda is so far, and there's no one like even in the same stratosphere as her. By far the best hockey player on the women's side, maybe ever. She is like she's so much quicker and so much more skillful than the rest, and that's not a knock on anyone else. It's just how good Skanderwaard is. She just wants to pass some of them as if they're coach. I think she deserves to be MVP, but I think she should have been all player of the year at least 4 times already. Yeah, like, wait, V-Court. Because it might be my internet now that I think of it.
You
Because
sound
it's
good.
crackling. It is like my internet is my clips. When you start press record, my video is like running back from
I did just say
what I'm
to Tom,
saying.
this only happens when we do it in the evening now. You know, we've done the last daytime ones, we've never had a problem.
Yeah, true.
Right, it's actually sounding good, so try. Let's try one more time. If not, we might just have to can it. You started with something like, I do have a problem with the women's final.
Sorry. I thought you had to press record again.
No.
Okay.
Sorry, Theo,
Yeah.
take all that out. We're gonna start again now.
Okay. So I have one take about the EHL women's final that kind of got on under my skin, or like I got a bit. And this is no discredit to Yibi, because I think it's incredible what she does with the corner, and she has by a mile. There's no one like close to her. How good her corner is. It's by far the best corner, and I think it's an unreal weapon to have. But for me, the MVP of the final and the entire tournament and the MVP like always should be Xander Waad, because I think she is at this moment on a level that's not really been seen before. And I know it's always weird to call current players like she is the best hockey player I've ever seen on a women's hockey field. Like it's she's the her speed and how fast she runs and the impact she has on the whole game is not comparable to anyone else. And that's not a knock on anyone else, but I think she's by a mile the best hockey player on the field right now in women's hockey. Like to give you some context, Stichtse played Oranje Rood, who are second to last in the hoofdklasse, and they drew, and there was one player missing at Stichtse, and that was Van der Waard. And I don't think that's a coincidence.
Yeah, and do you think, obviously, with Yibby, like you say, we're big fans here. We've had her on. She's an unbelievable talent. But like, she's getting to a point where she's by a mile the biggest name in hockey now. She just is.
100%.
And how often that just becomes a thing of like, who do we, who scored the goal? Oh, it's a corner again. Does she become just instant MVP before she started? Does someone have to
Uh,
stand out crazy to beat her?
Like I think she is the most valuable player, if that makes sense, because she is the difference maker on the score sheet, and she 9 out of 10 times just scores the goals. And do have to give her like she's not your average drag flicker, like she's not like someone who's on the pitch because they're a drag flicker. She is a really good hockey player, and I think she doesn't get enough credit for that because of her corner. But I think she's just a really good hockey player with an insane corner, and Xander Waas is just an insane player. Like she's like I said, she sometimes when she's playing hockey, it looks like she's playing against kids not her age. The way she runs past them.
I think it's a fair take. Anytime I don't watch her play that much, but anytime I do, I do have this. I share the same opinion with you. Um, is there anyone who in particular like stood out to you before we move on from EHL? Like, is there any other takes we've got? Like I've already said about, I think watching the Kasim brothers again just live, I think it really highlighted to me that the best players don't have to come from the top nations. And this is kind of why I wanted to, push my agenda of doing like a world team of the year, world player of the year, making it more well rounded. Because I think the way them two are playing at the moment, it should get some credit somehow. Um, but is there anyone else that you watched, either of you, and thought they were insanely good?
Um, well, if I can start, and it's not maybe the answer on your question, but for me, Antoine Pina is the most entertaining player to watch by a mile in current hockey. I've not seen someone give less of a shit on a hockey pitch while still being really good as in Antoine Pina. He doesn't give a shit. He runs sometimes he passes a ball. He starts 10 seconds of cursing to everyone and anyone who's close to him. Then he doesn't even look at the play, he just walks, not runs, walks back to his position, to their low block, and he just walks back. People are passing him left and right, and he's just talking to himself and to someone who didn't trap a ball over 80 yards with a bounce on his backhand. And he's thinking, how can this idiot not trap it? And then he gets a ball. He waits for people to come. He doesn't run into space. He just waits for people to run into him and then get a foul. And then it's insane. And he plays 60 minutes. And I get why he plays 60 minutes because he doesn't run. He only runs when he has the ball. It's insane.
So I've got two takes on this, which is pretty funny. The first one is like, again, Amesy said to me after watching the final, he was like, the emotions of Antoine Kina, first of all, like when they were 3-0 down in the third quarter, him just like you says, just not giving a shit at all. And then suddenly they score a goal and he's like, perks up. And how many touches he had in that game must have been like absolutely insane. Like basically everything just goes through him. He just decides
Yes.
randomly, it's like, oh yeah, I'll just dribble from here. I'm a centre back, but I'll just dribble. And then every time he just like he looks at Hendricks a lot of the time and he's like, you're not making the play, I'm making the play, and then he'll just go alone. The second one is
Often it's,
when we
yeah,
played.
often it's not even a pass. That's what I wanted to add. It's not even a pass. It's like Hendricks just stopping, just leaving the ball, and then he comes to pick it up and just like it's insane. Like in NBA, you have the term usage rate, and that's how much of the time you have the ball, like possession of the ball. His usage rate was like 99
the 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 other thing is when we played Gantois and like right at the end of the game, he had like he was obviously good in the game. He picked our zone apart a little bit in at times and like played some nice hockey. But like right at the end of the game, they're 3-1 up. We give the ball away and they run all the way at the other end. And Sanford absolutely, like it's like 10 seconds left. Hellan has got the ball. Sanford just done this diving, like swing tackle, which is absolutely horrendous. I'm stood, I'm stood next to Keena. And I look at him thinking like he's going to be really angry. He's just like, looked like a good tackle to me. I was like, that's the most.
This tackle is might even be my highlight of the week from EHL. It was like so I'm stood just for some context. So we're stood by our changing room waiting to go to train kind of in half an hour's time. So all our boys are down getting ready for training. The game's dead and buried, and there's no goalkeeper in the goal. This guy's bearing down on it, and Sanford lines him up from I reckon 25 yards away, absolutely takes him out, and I've never heard so many of the boys just absolutely crease laughing, waiting to go to training. And then one of the young boys in our team who's pretty funny, Yopper, just goes like something along the lines of that's Brexit means Brexit or something like that. It was just the most like Sunday League football two-footed tackle. It was honestly so good.
Croft
Is there
also
video proof of this one?
will definitely pick it up. It's unbelievable. Croft also
Yeah,
said
please,
after the
video.
game, he was like, "If you didn't get him, Sandy, I was fucking coming for him." It's like-
Actually, the kind of like Henry Croft, Antoine Keener, we need more of that kind of battle, I think. Like the more, get import some Brits over to go at these kind of players because that's the stuff that I think people would pay to watch.
for absolute sure. That I mean, you that is an
I
absolute
would love like a 1v1 tournament with like Duco Telgekamp, Antoine Kina, Henry Croft. What's another idiot on the hockey field? let Christopher Roer, like get all the Tom Gambush, get all the emotionally not under control guys, get them in the ring, like get them to play hockey together, and just pure entertainment.
It's such a good idea, you. It's like an
Oh,
envelope comes through the post, the gold
Della
stamp.
Torre,
Willy Wonka's golden ticket.
Yeah,
yeah, Della Torre in it as well. Like
oh yeah.
all guys who are just batshit crazy on the hockey pitch, and just let them figure it out together.
Well, again, if anyone's got the funds to pay these guys to make it happen, we'd love to be a part of it. Right, we're gonna. That's kind of a roundup of the HL. We're gonna be right back after the break. Right, and we're back for part two. Um, we're gonna talk a little bit of rule changes, mainly on the back of talking to people post the HL, where I'm gonna be put it very politely that some of the umpires had subpar tournaments. Is anyone willing to comment on that, or should I just skip right over it?
You probably just meant to say they were shit, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's some video problems, some just general problems. But anyway, what about rule changes to either make the game more interesting or to make it a lot easier to umpire? You sure you don't want to comment, Tom?
I think I'm okay without commenting.
Okay. So I'm going to pitch some to you guys. First of all, I was thinking like you've got loads of sports, like Formula One is a good example where the rules change every single year and it's super like a super progressive thing. And I was just like, why are we so stuck in our ways? Why does it have to be so many like cut through so much white ribbon to actually get stuff changed? Why can't we just do it? So the first one is I'll pitch them to you and you can tell me if I'm stupid or not, which you quite enjoys, is what if you can't aerial the ball into the D? Does that make anything better?
No, makes it completely shit. Because then every team will play a low block and you can't really change, like then every team is gonna do like baseball or like a handball around the D, and nothing is gonna and the fun thing about it will be that the people at one point just are done with it and start whacking balls into the circle. Multiple hands will be broken, and the lesser players become more useful. You'll probably not play Henry Croft as a striker anymore. You'll just put him round the 23 and hit balls into the D. No, I think that's a shit rule, Philip.
Yeah, I agree. I think the less that I have to defend Henry Croft hitting the ball into the circle is a good thing for me.
Right. Okay. Well, on that one, there's two more ones around this. Is the first one is well, I've already pitched this, and I think it's still a good one. A card for smashing the ball into the D dangerously.
Yeah, I think internationally, I think if you hit a ball over knee height, it's a card. Because I think we're training so much that you should be able to hit a ball low. If you hit it over knee height, it's a yellow card. 10 minutes. Sit your ass down.
Yeah, I would agree. I think even like one of our boys this week walked into Bisham with a broken arm because at the weekend they played a game, a guy hits it into the circle, breaks his arm, and now he's out for however long. So I think that shouldn't just be it's a free hit the other way and we play on. I think that needs to be, yeah.
So, so I do agree with this. Someone would then say you can play even more of a low block because then you're not scared of the ball coming in as much.
You
But
can hit it under the knee, or but you can hit it off the ground. You just can't hit it like if you hit it above knee height, which is pretty high, it's a yellow, I think. Now it's also a risk reward kind of thing. You can try it. There's probably a lot of apps that don't see it. There's gonna see a lot, but you're risk taking your card.
yeah, so okay, I mean, I'm a big fan of that, and I think that's pretty easy to bring in as well. This is also from my brother-in-law. He said, and this maybe is going back to the aerial rule, is complete free for all with the aerial. So there isn't now anything that they can like judge. There isn't anything they worry about. Maybe you bring in like you cannot swing at the ball, which maybe makes it slightly like okay, you have to bring the ball down, but there's just no rules. and therefore you can't like there can't be anyone complaining. What about that?
Yeah, I I love that one. I'm the one thing I would change is not no rules. I just want to say the one that creates danger is the one who makes a foul. So that's not it's not like so if I'm get there to trap a ball and you just trap it in front of me and nothing happens, fine. But if you're the one that flies in, bump into me, or the danger, foul. You know what I mean? So it's just if you create danger and like serious danger, then it's a foul. Then you can still because it's also nice to still have some discussion and to still whine about decisions of the ref, even though you know what I mean. It's also nice to create some tension on the hockey field. So the one who you get what I mean? But I like the free for all stuff. Just whack at it.
Yeah, because I think we've just never got this rule right. There's always a complaint. And no matter how we try and fix it, it never seems to be the right thing. So maybe actually zero rules or less rules, then there's less things to complain about.
I, I mean, I like it. I think if you, I even just think the simple thing of no swinging, like how dangerous can it be if I'm stood next to you and the ball's coming in? Yes, you could edge it onto your head, but we could do that now. Like if you're not playing at it, if you're just trying to trap it, I think it just could make it super interesting. And I do think then, like people then are forced to play hockey instead of just continually aerial the ball because it's not that easy to play. Um,
Yeah,
okay.
and I think also like with what the problem is, that's the main problem of hockey. Is I do think we change rules a lot, but just don't change rules that need changing. That's the problem. We're fixing shit that's not broken. So we're fixing a penalty corner defense where you can only have 40 seconds when no one was complaining about it taking way too long. You know what I mean? That's the stuff we're worried about. But an aerial rule, which we start to say, yeah, at the highest point, we look at the initial receiver and he has to be on five unless it's without playing distance. That's what makes shit. And they
Yeah.
also try to make a rule for everyone. So it's dangerous if you play in 17 of Oxted regional team, but they have to have the same rules as we do.
You're still fucked. I like kind of half understand you, and then it just cuts, man. Did you get
I
that?
just seriously think it has to do with your shit because my internet is top.
So the recording
Never
stopped
been
as well,
better.
though. See?
No, that's but Youp's recording. So like mine stopped, but his is recording.
Okay, fine.
Um, no, as in like but
Fucking up.
you don't have to pause it. It's fine. We'll just tell Theo this isn't part of it.
Wait, I'm gonna pause it.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Well, I was also going towards the idea with the rule changes to make it basically my thoughts were tiredness means chaos, and chaos means more entertainment. So they're trying to go bigger squads. They're introducing more numbers, reserves coming into tournaments. Why don't we go back to 16-man squads, lose quarter time? There was I put this into ChatGPT. ChatGPT started saying, why don't you put caps on subs? So have a number of substitutions, which I think does make it too complicated. But if you lose the quarter times, if you go back to 16-man squads, you therefore have this whole half of chaos. And back when I think it just made the game way more entertaining. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think I like halves, but yeah, capping subs. I mean, if you're trying to keep a track, who's doing that job? Because I've seen some of the people on the side of the pitch. If are they like counting with like a ticker how many subs you make? Because if you've made 59 or 61 subs, and it's a recipe for disaster, isn't it? I like the idea. I mean, I think you're right. I think the most entertaining things tend to happen at the end of games when people are tired. But yeah, do you have to make us tired to get there? Is that the shtick?
But my thoughts are yes. Like the game's just becoming so much about sports science that I'm trying to take us backwards,
You're a
essentially.
purist.
Just a
Yeah,
purist. You put
I I agree with. I've said this before. The higher the level, the more shit it becomes to watch sometimes. like it's also let's like, maybe on your end, and it's just a spin off from your idea. Why not start with like we all start in one corner, we start in one corner of the field, the other team starts in the other corner. You all have to run 5 laps around the field as quick as you can, and then the game like then so the ref blows his whistle, then the game starts. What you first have to finish 5 laps around the field, around the corner flags, and then you start the game. You're completely fucked. But the game starts, everyone's fucked, and the one who's the least fucked, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but then you're forgetting that if say you're super fit and you get rounded 5 times, and then you've got the fat bloke at the back who's then like you're running forward to score, and he's still going behind the goal.
Yeah, but that creates chaos. Like the first 5 minutes of the game, you people will watch a guy who can't run, like struggle to make it over the finish line, and then gets up right away. That's
And the keepers are going to finish last, right? So no one's going to be in the goal for maybe 10 minutes of the game.
no,
Are they
it's
running in kit?
goalies are the only one with an exemption. So it's if the
Okay.
game starts, it's goalie versus goalie. Like who dares to really go out of their circle to start playing hockey? You know what I mean? It's
Like
just
it's almost like that kind of ice hockey style. Keepers get the gloves off and go and have a fight in the middle. It's that kind
yeah.
of yeah.
We could we could
People would pay to see that, I think.
we could also add that into it. The goalies just start off whacking at each other.
I don't know if they do hockey festivals in Holland, but in hockey festivals in England, that used to be the way you would start when you're like drinking and playing hockey. When I was younger, when we went to one of them, it always used to be it was called something like a kamikaze start, and it would always be goalie versus goalie, and they'd run into each other on the halfway line, have a fight, and then you play the game.
Yeah,
I think you're on
that
something, you.
that's how
All my
that's how
suggestions seem a bit shit.
getting back to the essence of hockey. This is really top notch stuff.
So I've got an interesting one for you, right? And this one I really like, but I think it's a bit out there. So corners. So I'm desperate to change corners because they're just so shit now, and they're just not what they used to be. So you as the defending team, you're only allowed to give three re-awards away, three consecutive corners away, and then it turns into a stroke.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you run two down, and it hits the runner's foot on that third one. I don't know. Does that make it more interesting or less interesting? Because it makes the runner think, but it also maybe enhances the attacker's think
Or
to hit the foot twice.
or you say on every re-award, a player has to leave.
Oh, I like that.
So every time you hit the runner, someone else then he has to leave. He has to like it's another penalty corner, and he has to go to top of the D.
Whoever
Or he has
gets
to go.
hit has to leave.
Yeah,
Because then I mean, you're a runner,
yeah.
and I'm very glad I don't have to do this job. But I assume that after you get hit, the last thing you want to do is run again, right?
It really depends on where you get hit.
Yeah.
It's like there's if you get hit on the shin pad, like it's still like a sport for me to always point at my stick and say it's my stick, and then the moment he gives a corner, I stop complaining. I was like, yeah, it wasn't like my stick, so
Yeah.
that's fine. It's just
Do you know the problem with it though is that I've already come up with a solution. But if you're on the post, Tom,
Mhm.
and two guys go down, suddenly you're having to run.
Then we just don't run.
You just back the postman.
Then yeah, that's part of the tactics then. It's like
yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
I think you're on something. I mean, my idea was a bit shit, but yours is actually pretty good.
The only thing I'm like a goalie gets hit. Okay, so every
The
foul, like
goalie
let's say a foul.
can't be the goalie.
No, 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 I know, but like that might be the solution. People will go. They just run out their goalie.
Yeah.
Have two line stops, run out their goalie, and have two like zones.
Yeah, but what we're talking about here is having like more entertainment at corners, and this is
Yeah,
definitely more entertainment.
having a goalie run out, that's fun.
Yeah. What about if it was just only three defenders in the goal instead of four? Would that make it more interesting?
No, so I don't think any direct shot will be fired then anymore.
Yeah, I think that makes it more.
Team based.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's boring.
I do
I
think the
think
one thing.
yeah, go on.
No, you go.
I do think like everyone is wanting to take corners away from the game, but it's like easily the like one of the more exciting moments of a match. And I really don't think we should take them away, but we should find a way. It needs to be safe, but it also needs to like be interesting still.
Yeah,
I st-
I completely agree with that because I think, and I've said this multiple times to you as well already, Philip. I think penalty corners are the one distinctive thing in hockey that makes hockey popular. And if you look at popular guys in hockey, it is, and it's painful. I agree, but it's Alexander Hendricks, it's Jip Jansen, it's Jibby Jansen, it's the girls and guys who have a penalty corner. Those are the ones everyone resonates with, and everyone thinks that's cool. I want to be like that. So if you take away that, then like let's be honest, no one wants to be Joep de Mol, Tom Sorsby, or Phil Roper. We're good
yeah,
at what we do, but people want to be drag flickers.
I agree, and actually, I am coming around to that. I think I do have the best idea, but it's not very feasible. So it's probably not the best idea. And this is that you draw a line up from the posts, like 13 and a half yards, right? Hear me out. It's like a free throw in basketball, where basically you draw a line out, and it's like a rectangle, and then the line meets at the top. So 13 and a half yards or 13 yards, right? Imagine then the first shot, no one can be in that box except the goalie.
Yeah,
So
like
you
the
still have
restricted area.
a restricted area for the first shot. So effectively, you still get the drag flick. You still have the all of the same people around, but just the first shot, you cannot have anyone in that area. As soon as the first shot goes, anyone can go anywhere. Therefore, you still get the excitement of the drag flicker or the hitter or whatever. It becomes more of a goalie versus striker thing, but then also you get the chaos afterwards. The only problem is making the 13-yard box would be a bit of a logistical nightmare. But I kind of like that idea because it takes away the danger, makes the excitement, and also creates a bit more chaos.
I do
Yeah,
wonder if the way corners have gone have made goalkeepers lazier. And
yeah,
I don't mean this in like a bad way, but I wonder if keepers I think there's a lot of very good keepers out there. That's my caveat. My argument back to it is because runners have got so good, have keepers got worse over the years because they don't have to save on both sides of the goal as much.
don't be English, be blunt. Yes, goalies have become more shit because of good runners. Goalies now only have to cover like 40% of the goal and everything else runner's ball. That's my biggest. No goalie in the world, no goalie has a left foot anymore. Everyone just, oh, left foot, yeah, a runner ball. That's it's they used to be just middle of the goal, take everything. And there's one guy who's the quickest in the team with the stick in his right hand, hands away and just being like, oh, I hope it touches me. And those were the good runners. And now the goalies just depend on, yeah, runner ball. No, save the fucking ball. That's your job. That's what I think.
Agreed. And you two actually, as well, Sorsby, I'm gonna give you some love. I'm gonna guess one of the best postmen in the world. You're a very good runner. How often is a keeper looking at you when the ball goes down your side?
Yeah.
You ever getting
Oh
that look where you're like, come on, mate?
Yeah, I get that.
no. Yeah.
But if it's gone in, it's like, oh, come on, mate, you should have saved that.
Yeah. I always feel postmen never really get any, and they only get credit. Like, and I think being a postman is way more scary than being a runner because like
You've
as a
had
postman you get hit everywhere, and as a runner you can only get hit like under the knees or like on the knee or whatever. It's shit, but like it's still I feel safer running than I feel postman. But
you
if you
I've
save it,
got
it's oh incredible save. If you don't save, it's like oh it was really hard.
Yeah.
I've got a good story for you though because I went on the post for the first time in 5 years against Hendricks in that Gantois game. Um, and this is really good. I basically so Maz had the rule right. He's just I don't think this is giving anything away, but he's like if the ball goes to the long castle and we're running like this, I want you to step out on the deflector. So I'm obviously like shit. Right, okay, switch on, Phil. Goes to long castle. I step out on the line, bang through the runner's goal. And apparently on the commentary, they were absolutely slating me, being like, "Where was Roper going?" Because I've obviously stepped out of the goal. So you say the postmen only get the good stuff. My one time, I run out to try and do my job as I've been told by the goalie, and the commentator's like, "Why hasn't he stood there and tried to save it?"
Yeah, but commentators also they act like they know a lot, but they also know shit.
Um, have we got any more? Any more? Have you got any more exciting rule changes to add?
I mean, I actually, so this isn't, I can't claim this is an original idea because I actually got sent this over to me, but I think we need more referees on the pitch. I think there should be. I think the game is too quick for how quick some of these people can run, and I think it's actually too tough for them to call. I think. Well, I'll just say the idea comes from Tom Craig and the Aussie guys have like proposed it genuinely to like umpires to try and get more people on the pitch because they compare it to sports like basketball or like ice hockey where you've got how many does basketball have? Is it four refs?
I think it's four, three.
Or like other sports where even in
Football is
football,
5 now, right?
yeah. So it's like even in these other sports, you just have more eyes on the game. In hockey, there's two guys or girls, and the ball goes so quick and people run so fast, and you're expecting them to keep up with the play and see all the little things that are going on and all the kind of like dark arts that people do. And I think it's just too hard. So maybe you go like two circle refs and then two on the pitch, or even like linesmen, like in football, and they can just like I don't know where you'd put them, but I think more eyes is a good thing.
Absolutely. I think that's would be because I have to admit we give refs shit, but some shit is fucking tough to see. Like if you have to run up across the pitch and especially how quick it goes right now, and with like the shielding and the high ball and everything, like you gotta have some empathy for them. We don't, but like you gotta have it deep down.
Yes, fair. I think it's a good idea. I do like it. I Yeah, maybe one in the middle. One in the middle, maybe. Also, this is hilarious, but sorry, the last thing is like we got a corner reward again in that Gantois game for Crofty throwing something at the umpire, his PCD glove or something like that. But I
Got
have to
yellow?
say, he got a yellow, yeah, and actually it was 1-0 at a time, and I think that was the reward corner, so we defended it, and then it was a reward corner because he threw it at them, and then they scored from that. But she stood like right next to the goal. And I was going to say, in that moment, it's just a crazy rule that you like, you've got to. I do know it's like you don't want to be hit by a mask or anything, but I think it's a stupid rule. Like, I mean, you two have way more experience than this than I do, but like, how quickly can you have to think to get your kit off to get back in position as the ball's coming on super quick? Is it possible? I do feel sorry for them people now.
I've done it as well. I mean, I caught the ref with the glove at the Europeans and got the yellow. And that was actually not even like immediately. That was like the game went on. I think they had a couple plays, and then I was like, right, I need to get my kit off the rest of it. And you just like try and throw it off the back line, and you don't even check sometimes. I mean, yeah, I think if you hit someone with a glove, it's obviously not going to hurt them. But if you nail someone with a mask or a box, I think that could do a bit of damage. So
It's also for me, it's such a and it's kind of to what you say. I think sometimes the game goes so quickly, you kind of have to. You're a bit in panic, like you're still with two gloves on with the knee things, and especially now the runners and the line stops have a fuckload of shit to take off. So you're kind of not even worried about where you're throwing it. You just want to throw it. And that's also where this 40-second rule really annoys me. Like the first corner you get against is always fine because then all your shit is organized and there. But at one point you get like the fourth corner and you have to look all over the sometimes I'm just exhausted coming like it's the rest 5 seconds and then you're like still looking and you're thinking, okay, would I rather get hit in the dick without the dick protector or get hit on the knee without a knee protector? And but you have to because you throw it everywhere. Sometimes I'm just like taking it off in like in shifts. So I'm running through the baseline, throw off my last, and I'm running to the other side of the post, and I throw off my glove, and I try to make another lead. That's what makes it shit. That's how also refs get hit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we've done a fair amount there on rules and umpires. I think actually probably you could take a couple of them ideas and run with them. I mean, I don't know how they're going to get more umpires because surely we're a bit sparse for umpires. So we've got if you now have got to try and find three for a game, you're really scrambling around, aren't you? Especially when every player is incredibly mean to them. But um, As I said already, our social media guy Jack has been on it, been collating questions from the listeners, from you guys, and we're going to try and answer a couple, we're all going to try and answer a couple. The first one we've already answered from Norab is, as international players, how would you want the high ball to be umpired for the next Olympics? We've just said free for all. Let's go. Uh, no swinging. All go. Um, our quirk one, he's got a shit or hit for us. Foot protectors on non-PCD people.
Ah,
Terrible.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's also on the cool list already. That's like the most uncool thing in the world.
Actually, I would say that the most uncool thing is like black foot protectors on white shoes. I think you have to paint them the same color. If you can, they're just so uncool, foot protectors.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
completely agree. Like, I also think as like a fourth runner, like you should just be like just taking the hit, break your foot. It's not worth it.
Yeah. If you're like fourth in the lineup, you gotta take those odds. I'd rather look cool than like some protection on the foot. Like
That was it.
protect.
Sorry, we're very Croft heavy, but he had them on. He had these massive ones on over his shoes. He's got pink shoes. They were massive black foot protectors. I was like, they look so shit, mate. And he's like, yeah, but I might get hit. And he's like, you're like fourth on the hierarchy, mate. Come on, sort yourself out. Finn Thompson, other leagues in Europe. Yeah, we're not doing that right now. Sorry, Benji Andrews. Um, the top of the D. You only told us one of Brendan's least favorite influencers. Who are your others? We've got to put ourselves on the spot a little bit here. Who are your least favorite
What, Brandon?
hockey influencers? When we did the influencers episode, and Brendan gave us his least favorite, I'll let you. I'll try and find it for a second. But have you got any? So, is there any favorite or least favorite influencers?
My absolute favorite at the minute is Derwent Hockey. So Derwent Hockey are a hockey club, I think, in the Midlands, and they do. I don't know whether it's a parody or not. If it isn't a parody, then I am deeply apologetic. But they are absolutely hilarious. They've got a coach, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he's like doing team talks before the game, and they're just priceless because it just reminds me of like what hockey was like growing up in towards the north of England. So yeah, they get definitely get a shout out for me. I also like the guy, I think you mentioned him a couple of weeks ago, who plays for like York Hockey, Ramos Slamos. What a man. His content is so good. And one
I
thing
still
actually,
haven't seen
la
much.
the last thing I'll add on this is I really enjoy like a longer video. So much of social media right now is like these quick snippets of like, I don't know, someone just hitting a really nice ball into the top corner. And I really like that he posts like a 3 minute video of his day out playing against the Ben Redding second team up in the north of England. It's just such good content.
That's
I
the
love the people make like that's I think people take themselves way too serious on social media. That's what annoys me. There's this one guy, and it's not hockey, it's golf. But he says, "Welcome to another quick hole with an extremely shit golfer," and then he just posts himself making. He says, "And well, to another scenic 18 on the par four." Like that's the shit I want to watch. That's good content. Hockey guys should also do this. Like, not make yourself out to be the best player in the world. Just make a tit out of yourself.
so the top of the D. I do actually have. I found Brendan's notes for you. I can't read it all because it's a bit offensive. But his top three: one, inject hockey, just very average guys, not great at hockey combined with trying to be great. Seems harsh. I quite like inject hockey. Terence Pierce, just a bit much. Shouldn't video your whole day, and he's got too many of his own highlight reels on there. I think fair, kind of fair. I've said I don't get the in the moisturising your face on the in the video. Yip Janssen, too many videos at home acting in front of the camera. Come on, grow up. That's Brendan's top three. I'm not sure he'll be a fan of me reading it out, but I did ask him. Um,
He sounds like such a granddad, doesn't he? These kids making videos. Back in my day, we didn't have any of this TikTok nonsense.
um, okay. Angus
We
Walker.
for me probably his name. He pops up in my feed. But I think Rose. What Penrose? Penrose? Penrose?
Penrose,
The
Rory Penrose.
English guy? Yeah, he takes himself way too serious. That's like not my shtick. That's he he he's too serious. Like live a little, like relax a bit, enjoy. Like it's not the world is not that is the world's not coming to end if you don't make a do your breathing exercises. Like calm down, come on, have some fun in your life.
I think Rory Penrose is very niche. I think if you're into breath work and yoga, he's your place. If you're not into breath work and yoga, definitely don't look him up. Um, Angus Walker wants me and you to have a bet, you to predict you have to predict the top four in the English league, and I have to predict the top four in the Hoofklasse. You don't know four English teams, which is a bit of
I
a problem
do,
for you.
I do, I 100% do, and I'll do it for you right now. I think Surbiton is gonna finish top.
They already
Wimbledon
have.
second. Wimbledon second. Um, uh, Georges finished fourth. In the second, I've seen it. Hampstead.
Yeah, yeah. So is this you in the league, or is this the
That's
playoffs?
the final four. Those will be the final
Okay,
four.
okay, that'll be the final four. Nice.
Then it's gonna be Hampstead versus Surbiton. Surbiton wins. Is that possible?
Yeah.
And then all Georgians will play Wimbledon.
Oh no,
Wimbledon
sorry.
wins.
That's not possible.
Oh, okay. With those four teams.
Okay, fine.
And Three
Um,
Rock Rovers will just slip it as a fifth.
um, I'll go for yeah, obviously OR, obviously Rotterdam. I'm gonna have to back my boy on the right and say Den Bosch because he's told me tonight that they've got a nice run in. They're feeling frisky. Um, and my last one, Pinnacle.
Oh, tasty.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know who that means that misses out. Oh, Amsterdam miss out. Shit. Okay, maybe I've made a bad bet here. Okay.
It's all
For
possible.
them is that you're very good at predictions, Philip.
Yeah, I've been well known for my predictions. Very, very last finisher to wrap up the podcast. Give me your Masters highlights, Hube.
Oh, easy. 100% easy. Hao Tong Lee. Hao Tong Lee. What an absolute fucking legend. I've almost pissed myself laughing at him. There's this picture of him in the middle of the forest looking for his ball on the par five. He had a six on a par three and then a 10 on a par five. And he was cheering his 10 on the green. Guy was -7, -8 in contention, shot at 80. Like everything went to shit. And that's the most relatable thing I've ever seen on Augusta. It was like he's one of us. Because yeah, um,
One of us. One of us.
uh,
Right.
and
We've
die the box also funny to watch.
right. Soz, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you,
It's
Sam.
been an absolute pleasure. This has been episode 11 of Let's Stick Together. We'll see you next time.